Elon Musk just did a $1 billion stock purchase in Tesla stock, launching the price all the way up to $420 a share. But Tesla also announced a $1 trillion pay package for Elon Musk. However, this is only paid out if the company hits specific milestones, and this also has to be voted on. Did Elon Musk buy shares in order to take over the vote for his compensation package? That is a side theory, but if fully realized over the next decade, the package could be worth as much as $1 trillion, but it's not a lump sum payout. This is only structured around performance of Tesla stock. We are watching Tesla stock closely as it continues to skyrocket, along with Google coming all the way up to $252, becoming a $3 trillion market cap company after Alphabet's remaining performance obligations amount to a staggering $106 billion, implying that Alphabet or Google stock has not recognized its revenue and that future growth is likely to be much higher than we have seen. CoreWeave also on the verge of a breakout, testing the top of this channel after a striking deal with Nvidia that requires a deeper dive. But speaking of Nvidia, in the past 4 quarters, Nvidia's China revenue reached $13.5 billion, which accounted for 12% of the company's global total, down from 21% a year earlier. Now, however, Nvidia is currently forecasting no Chinese revenue for the current quarter, which implies a loss of $2 billion and $5 billion in potential sales, according to Nvidia's executives. Plus, China is basically putting a lawsuit up against Nvidia for going against anti-monopoly laws. So those are the news for some blue chip plays that are affecting the overall market. But a big elephant in the room is that Trump is now saying the U.S. companies do not have to or should not have to report on a quarterly basis. Instead, they should be forced to report every 6 months. Now, however, this is and needs to be subject to SEC approval, so this isn't a real thing that is set in stone. But what do you guys think about this in the comments down below? I think having earnings quarterly makes the markets more fun, and it's also, I feel like, needed to see what a company is doing rather than them just reporting twice a year. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I think this would eventually change a lot. What is good, Lottery Stocks fam? We're going to briefly cover the market, crypto, as well as our squeeze plays towards the end of the video. As many of you know, we have rate decisions coming on Wednesday this week, so middle of the week. It's going to be a fun week. It's already a volatile week. The SPY is pumping to all-time highs today, coming up to 661. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications on, and drop a comment for the algorithm. I will try to get to as many comments as I possibly can. The SPY didn't even fail this level at 657.75. It pressed right up against it and broke right through it, but there's nothing to say that this breakout isn't temporary as of right now. But there is no bias to be bearish on the market. I guess in the medium term you could spot some cracks in the economy, but right now things are looking as if they are just squeezing straight to the upside, except for crypto. Crypto is kind of going the opposite route. We know that at 117K on Bitcoin and 120K would have liquidated a lot of shorts, and we got very close to that. But people are also calling for a possible correction coming into the rate decision based on historical patterns, and this is one of the patterns that we had drawn out. As of right now, it's not confirmed because we are still holding the 50, but if we lose 114 tonight on Bitcoin, then likely coming into the rate decision, we could see a sell-off and a bloodbath in crypto as a whole, or a rotation into alts for their move before Bitcoin has its one last move and blow off top at 131. So we're going to be watching crypto very closely alongside the SPY. It's interesting to see them play out a little bit inverse here. Now, speaking of altcoins, speaking of Ethereum, Binance is dumping Ethereum before the Fed rate cuts to liquidate longs. Again, this is just a theory. Binance does control a lot of wallets, so you're seeing that money flow in and out of these wallets. However, this is a historical thing that happens. Longs get liquidated before a big move up. They basically shake out paper hands, and that is what we could possibly be seeing on Bitcoin as well as Ethereum. Financial giant PayPal to integrate Bitcoin and crypto into its platform for 450 million users, which is huge for crypto as well as huge for PayPal. Michael Saylor bought more Bitcoin. His company Strategy bought another 525 Bitcoin worth $60.4 million. If Bitcoin does have another blow off top up to 131, which I do think is still going to be the case, MicroStrategy is probably temporarily undervalued. And when I say undervalued, I mean based off of the hype. I think MicroStrategy will rip higher once we get this last final move. On top of that, this is going to perfectly lead us into GameStop. Fed cuts and Bank of Japan hikes could finally break the yen carry trade. JP 10-year spiking again back up to 1.6%, which is a perfect transition into GameStop. A little bit of tin. Roaring Kitty dropped us this Goosebumps tweet where it says RK Gill and then papers flying out. And then obviously the G floating everywhere. Then bear beware, you're in for a scare. And just a little bit of tin. Goosebumps release date was October 27th. Could those papers be warrants? Right? What could this necessarily mean going forward? Could it be a nothing burger? Plus, Brian Armstrong posted the blue chair guy sitting forward with the arrow. Possibly correlated. Now, GameStop up 3%, AMC up 2.5%, as well as BlackBerry up 2.5%. Actually, AMC and BlackBerry are up 2.31% exactly together. GameStop looking beautiful. We have still been on this perfect verge of a squeeze right here, as it is to a smaller degree than we anticipated. It is still playing out its historical patterns of rallying. Every time GameStop has this uptrend, we see that it scales higher and has a little bit of a rough time before building its momentum. And the same thing happened back here. It had some rough patches before building its momentum. And then also back during the 2021 rally, it has had some rough patches before gaining its legs. And I think that we are still on the verge of that move higher. Everything is looking good. We are still seeing green on GameStop. However, I don't think any of our key significant levels have been hit. I think that we will get a lot of volatility and a large move higher once GameStop releases some sort of catalyst, and they are sitting on a ton of cash. That is something that we cannot forget about, and that catalyst can come any night, and you could miss that move. I do want to state GameStop did look to absorb the sellers down here between this box at 25.30 and 24.80, which is a beautiful thing to see. As long as we stay above 25.20 now, GameStop could make its next move up into this zone around 28.40. So that is essentially what we're watching on the short time frame, but we really want to break this relative high that we just saw at 26.70. Okay, so that is what we are watching. What do you know? AMC getting a nice blip up. Not really on some news that there's not really any news. AMC Networks reported news, and it's showing up on AMC stock. Realistically, we are just in a cycle pattern, like we said, and AMC is building its move. Again, I do want to state that AMC doesn't usually build momentum into a move like GameStop does. It actually normally just squeezes higher. The momentum is much smaller before the gap higher on AMC. It's not like GameStop, where GameStop will build tons of momentum and then squeeze. So with this, AMC is showing us that we are in signs of an accelerating gap up. So we might see it very, very soon. And we do have a huge catalyst at the middle of the week this week. BlackBerry, another stock part of the baskets that we talked about over the weekend, getting a breakout candle of full daily close outside of this. We now got a daily close above the 200. Well, it looks to be like we're going to get that, but we got a candle opening above the 200 on BlackBerry, which makes me believe we are at least heading up to 480 on BlackBerry. And we are going to be watching, obviously, the other plays in the basket, like costs up another 2%. This isn't in the basket, but I wanted to watch GNS. It came all the way back up and tested $1.30. And unlike we thought, Opendoor actually held its own today, still trading all the way up at $9.35. So this wasn't just a pump and dump. Opendoor actually has been continuing to rally, but this is hard resistance at $10. Overall, guys, this is basically what I got for you for today's video. Don't forget, the top 2 links in the description of my videos are going to take you, one, to the Discord server. In that server, I'm in there. We have the most amazing people, best vibes who talk stocks and crypto, and we have tons of alerts. We have AI alerts that give you dark pool orders, insider trades, high success trade flow alerts, option sweeps, market news, analyst upgrades and downgrades, and I post my trades when I take them in there. So there is really no reason not to get in the Discord. The Discord will likely pay for itself very, very quickly. So get in there, guys. Do not sleep on it. Also, the link under that is for my custom indicator for pattern detection. If you guys want that, make sure to go press that link. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on these markets. Are you buying Tesla at 420? Do you think this pay package should be approved for Elon? What price target do you think Google is heading towards right now? I believe 260.80 is where Google is heading, but this one has been ripping straight up. Since April, I mean, actually, this is disgusting. Since April of this year, Google was up 77%. We are talking about a blue chip $3 trillion company up 77%. So was Google lagging behind and Tesla lagging behind, and now this is going to be their time, right? Tesla, since its low, I believe back in April as well, up 100% almost, up 98%, which is just insane. Let me know your thoughts on CoreWeave if you are buying. There's complications to the deal that is going on with Nvidia. There's also complications to Nvidia. So what do you think about those as well? What do you think about crypto? What do you think about the rate decision that is coming? Are you letting your bags go? Are you sitting on a lot of cash? Are you riding the crypto wave no matter what happens? What are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know if you want me to cover anything else. Check the links in the description. I have a bunch of links down there that you guys may be interested in. That is it, guys. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.